People don't struggle with money because they lack skill, discipline, or opportunity. The reason why they struggle with money is because of beliefs that they have accepted even before they were old enough to question them. You see, if you grew up in a religious household like myself, you more than likely grew up hearing phrases about money, and these phrases are not always positive. You grew up hearing phrases like money is the root of all evil, or it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Another one very popular that I used to hear growing up was the humble and meek will inherit the earth. And by humble and meek, they meant those who had no money. And when you hear these phrases repeatedly as a child, they don't stay in your mind as mere words. They turn into subconscious beliefs about money. You begin to associate having money with greediness. You associate having money with being less spiritual, not worthy. And you fear the fact that people might talk bad about you. People might exclude you from their social circles. But what happens next? You grow up and you realize that money is actually extremely important in life. You understand that money matters. You understand that money can give you freedom, can give you the opportunity to help others, can give you the opportunity to help family members, to provide for yourself, your kids, to be able to enjoy life to a greater extent. And so you begin to want it, you begin to crave it. But what happens is that despite of how much you now crave money, despite of how much you now want money, money tends to stay away from you because crystallized inside your mind, you have a layer of beliefs that says money is bad, money is evil. So you begin to sabotage your successes. You talk yourself out of opportunities. You start undercharging for your services and you stay stuck way below your potential. And that's basically the block that has been keeping you from making money and making it in abundance in your life. But here's the good news. Once you know that the block is there and once you've identified it, it is actually very easy to disassemble it. Money isn't evil. Money is a tool. Money gives you freedom. Money doesn't change you. Money will amplify who you already are. And once you repetitively say these things to yourself and begin to feel these things as truth, that layer of unconscious negative beliefs about money will begin to deteriorate. It will begin to get destroyed. Every single time you say to yourself that money is good, that money is an amazing tool to have in this world, and you actually believe it, the smaller and smaller that layer will get until that layer will completely be eradicated from your mind. And a beautiful thing happens because the moment you stop judging money, your subconscious will stop fighting you about it. You will have a new set of belief about it that will open the doors for you to see new opportunities that will allow you to generate the wealth that you want to generate in life. In your case, it might be your first $5,000 month, $10,000 month, $20,000 month. Your money will come to the extent of the belief that you have about yourself and about money. Because if in your mind you consider $15,000 a month to be a good amount of money, but not at the level of being rich, then you might be able to achieve that amount, but then that's where you get stuck, because to you, let's say being rich means making $20,000 a month, and you still hold that subconscious belief that rich people are evil, that rich people are greedy, that rich people are scammers. You will not be able to move up to the next phase because you still hold on to those beliefs. But what happens is that in many cases, it is easier to change your negative subconscious beliefs about money little by little than to try to go big right from the get-go. So start with maybe a thought, maybe a couple of affirmations. And again, here's the secret. You must actually believe what you're saying, because there's no point of patterning out a lot of different affirmations when you don't really believe in what you're saying. And I know this can be hard, especially for those of us who have grown up in religious households that have taught us this ever since we're kids. It's hard to reshape, to give money a new meaning, especially after all the bad things you've been told about it. But that's something that you must do if you actually want to make lots of money in your life. But this is the secret. It's simple. You need to identify your money blocks and change those. So typically an exercise that I recommend people to do is to get a blank piece of notebook paper and a pen and write a letter to money. Tell money everything that you've been told about it, all the bad things that you've heard about it growing up. Tell money your new beliefs. Dear money, I apologize for believing these negative things about you, and list those things that you believed about money. And then tell it that you are now working towards changing those beliefs, and now your new beliefs are, and then list those as well. And then once you're done, tell money what you will be doing about it now to help change those negative beliefs in people who still hold them, and transform them into new beliefs. Maybe say something like, from now on, I will teach my kids that money is a great tool to have in life. From now on, I will tell my friends that having money means freedom. Having money means a better life in this world. And then once you're done with the letter, put it somewhere where you don't have easy access to, and then leave it there. Or another thing that you can do is burn it if it's easier for you to do that. But the point here is to let out all the negative beliefs you had about money, and make that note a symbol of a transition of your new way of thinking about it. So this is the video I want to share with you today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, ideas, suggestions, leave those in the comment section of the video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.